Hello, everyone. How's it going? I hope that you're all doing well. I'm hoping the quality of this is good. I was having some technical difficulties being able to switch to my phone, which usually I can do. And for some reason, I cannot do that today. So hopefully, you are getting a really good signal. The last one was super choppy, and I'm not quite sure why I can't seem to connect to my phone. I'm really bummed about it because I was able to do it before. And hopefully the chat will load. Okay, cool. I finally saw something. Okay, the chat never loads. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, it's super clear. So today I really wanted to go over Thursday freaking Money Day, which is today. And also I wanted to do an energy reading along with talking about creating generational wealth because I feel like this gets mentioned all of the time, but I don't really think it's clear in terms of what that could really look like for you and what you can actually do to create generational wealth in your own life. So when you think of generational wealth, I think you immediately think of what happens down the road, right? We're constantly thinking in the future because as many of us are intersectional, we want to make sure that our family lines or whoever we give our money to down the road are taken care of. But what we also forget about is our own generational wealth, right? Like we have to set the foundation for that. So really understanding that creating generational wealth is also about creating a sense of stability now so that you can have stability in the future. Because if you're constantly thinking, just in the future, just in the future, just in the future, you're going to do what has happened previously in generations, which is forget about the now. So we have to address what's going on now, heal yourself, heal any low vibrations that you're not wanting to carry anymore so that you can have a better future down the road. But the future comes once you start with the now. So that is a little just about creating generational wealth. And I'm going to give you some rituals as well that you can do to help yourself because, again, you need to start with yourself and not just the future. The future is important, but again, you have to have a really good foundation in order to create the life that you want. And just really quickly, which also I think I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the Fiery Medicine Woman here on YouTube. My name is Alicia, and I'm a generational healer and spiritual rights activist. So I help reconnect people to their roots with their ancestors, with the light within them to help them ascend and create more happiness within themselves and in the world. So that is who I am. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you have been subscribed, thank you so much for supporting me. Don't forget to like the video if you are enjoying this content so then I know what to create down the road. I also want to talk about Thursday. So if you've never worked with a Thursday energy for Money Day, it is where my partner and I specifically always recommend people to start. The day of the week, Thursday, is all about money. It's literally about abundance. It's about expansion. It's the day of Jupiter. So it's also a day of luck. So we highly recommend doing your generational wealth practice, which I'm going to talk about next on a Thursday so you can really call in the future that you want. So for myself and for my partner, I literally like every Thursday I've blocked out for the whole year. Like it's repeating with no end. Thursdays are usually also my off days. Like I don't do a lot of other work. I love doing the money work. So I tend to come on and talk about it as much as possible. And then I don't do anything the rest of the day. I don't coach. I don't like create programs, yada, yada, yada. It's usually all done beforehand because Thursday is also a day for you to take care of yourself because money is a very high frequency thing, right? It's everything is energy and it's very high up. So if you are not taking care of yourself now, you're not going to be able to be in the energy of money. So even just having fun outside, doing whatever brings you joy. A lot of my clients have like money playlists, things of the sort. You can create those things too, but I would definitely do your work today, starting today, and putting a reminder on your calendar going forward to continue your money work and creating generational wealth. I also, before we get started, want to talk about the Cancer new moon that's coming because it's also going to tie in deeply to creating generational wealth. So, Cancer is very watery, it's very that sign is very much so in its emotions. It's really connected to family. It's really connected to community and friends and relationships, right? So the bright side of Cancer is very loving. It's ruled by the moon, and the moon is very nurturing, right? So when you think about creating generational wealth for yourself, you have to really also think about any mother wounds that you might have, especially in the season right now where we are heading into a Cancer new moon. How have you learned about finances from your caretaker who either was a woman or wasn't? You can look on both sides, look at the dynamics, but money and having access to things and nurturing money is very motherly. So it's more of the watery side, it's the softer side, right? So how have you been taught about money from your mother or your mother figure or your community while you were being raised? What did that look like for you? What have you learned about yourself? Was it something that aligns with you right now, right? These are things that you want to start to think about because the Cancer new moon starts next week. So now is the perfect time to gear up for the Cancer new moon. And new moons are all about sowing new seeds. But before you sow the new seeds, you have to be able to clear out everything on the land that you have before start to work with the soil, right? So I recommend before the Cancer new moon that you really do a cleansing because it's also a waning moon. So, waxing is when it's like adding light, and waning is when the light is going away. And it is a perfect time to clear out old energies, release anything you don't want to hold on to, money stories. You can even do a fire or money ritual, is or money, obviously. Water ritual is also going to be really great. I tend to work with fire because it's very alchemizing. Obviously it's in my name, fiery medicine woman. You can always work with fire and then work with water on the actual new moon or maybe the day before, like really setting in motion for yourself a portal that can really help you shift into this new embodiment of money frequency that you are now wanting to carry within yourself. And I also just want to talk about the shadowy side of Cancer because it's really important to talk about that in relation to how you deal with money, mother wounds, and creating generational wealth. So the shadowy side of Cancer is really staying in your emotions for too long, allowing them to run your life, allowing them to run your relationships. You might become spiteful, you might become angry, you might become like stuck. You might be in a frozen mode, right? Like if you are in a frozen mode, it's kind of like your water has become like so rigid that it can't flow, right? Or if you're reactive, you might be in a lot of fire. So, really thinking about your relationship to money. Do you avoid money? Are you frozen, right? Avoiding is also kind of like freezing your money and keeping it away from yourself. Do you have a rough relationship with your mother, especially when it comes to money? Like, can you talk about money with your mom? Were you able to talk about money? Can you talk about money now? So it's really paying attention to the shadowy sides of Cancer as well and noticing if you have tendencies that might fall into those relationships. Do you have a not so great dynamic with your friends when it comes to money? Are you overly flowing your money to your friends? Like, are you constantly giving until you have nothing left, right? You have an excess of water coming out of you because you're so giving, and yet you might also be worried about not having money. So then you block the abundance coming, right? So then the energy can't flow. So it's really paying attention to how your own energy works and how your dynamics are within your relationships so that you can understand how to create your generational wealth and what you are actually wanting to remove from your life. So, really doing Yay, I'm so happy you're here. Really doing a ritual for yourself coming up to the Cancer new moon that starts next week. So, again, paying attention to that watery aspect of you. What are you really releasing before this Cancer new moon so you can create the generational wealth for yourself, so you can flow into the future? Um, and I do want to mention like a couple of herbs that I like to work with around this time, especially because it's a really soft energy. So I recommend working with raspberry leaf. It's one of my favorites. I drink it all the time, every single day. It's also heavily connected to the moon and your moon cycle. So even if you don't have a cycle, raspberry leaf is amazing to drink to connect you with the moon, to connect you to that soft energy. They can also be a little bit prickly, you know what I mean? So it can have a soft, gentle barrier around the generational wealth that you are creating, right? So it's really allowing yourself to call in the energy of softness and moving forward in alignment with your wealth going forward. And then another one I wanted to suggest is mullein. It's one of my favorites for clearing up congestion. So when you think about water and maybe being in the shadowy side of Cancer, do you have an excess of mucus or congestion, especially because it's summertime, right? So are you holding on to excess stagnant water in your body that needs to be cleansed out, that needs to be removed so you can get into a better flow to you, so you can be in your alignment, so you can be in your body, even have a healthier menstrual cycle. So mullein is really great for clearing out any congestion that is blocking you, right? And it also works in the chest. And when you think about Cancer season, Cancer is also about love, since it's also the moon. So really working in your chest area. Do you have congestion here? Have you been coughing, right? A lot of people have been getting sick. So pay attention to this. If you also feel yourself getting sick, really take care of yourself during this time. Give yourself the nurturing that you need. Don't work too much. Get extra sleep so you can create that generational wealth, because again, wealth is always generated from a softer side of who you are, and really working with the now so you can create the future. So that is all that I have for the theme of today. I want to get into um, 5 things that you can really do for yourself today and every Thursday or whenever you want to help yourself manifest a life that is full of abundance, full of generational wealth. And again, always starting with yourself. So the first one is really defining what wealth means to you. So wealth to me may not mean the same thing as it does to you. So wealth to me sometimes could be that I do have a tangible amount in my account so that I can travel, so that I can take care of myself, so that I can save money or I can invest money. I could buy more assets, and then those assets make more money for me. But my generational wealth is not actually having to work more. It's gaining more money and flexibility and abundance so I can actually relax and be more present in life. Where someone else might think of wealth being just property. Like maybe they only want to have a bunch of property. They want to take care of their families. I don't want them to have to worry about a house. We all know the housing market is bananas. So what does it mean to you? How can you redefine it for yourself in terms of what you're wanting, what you're needing? It doesn't have to be a financial number. It can be abstract, right? So really doing that for yourself. The second one is going to be having a really deep connection to visualization, right? I always say that word wrong, so I have to say it really fucking slow. Visualization. So really connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit. The reason why I love visualizations is because your mind also cannot tell the difference between what is actually happening and the story that's happening. So visualizations can help ease your mind, right? It creates a more calmer reality for yourself. So if you are visualizing at the beginning of each day, which I highly recommend, or even just on Thursdays, visualizing the life that you want and visualizing your day going the way that you want. So then when it does happen, it's more confirmation to yourself. I kid you not, every time I do a visualization, my mind is at ease because it already knows what to expect. So it's not trying to make up stories. I already know what the vibe is going to be like. I've already removed low energies that I don't want to work with anymore. And then my energy, my manifestation energy can really bring forth what I want that day. So I'm more able to see and acknowledge the abundance of signs and support that I'm receiving from my ancestors, from the universe, and I can see them and make them more tangible and implement them more easy. Just let my love and money abundance candle. Yay! I'm so excited. I am like burning through my own stock. So there's that. I'm so happy you love it. It's the perfect day to light it. So with your visualizations, speaking of candle, you can start with a love and abundance meditation, which I have dropped in the description, really visualizing yourself releasing these old stories, creating new stories for yourself to fill in the life that you want within you, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, within the universe, sending it up. And then using your money honey oil as well. Like make that money honey oil, putting it on your hands, putting it on your chest, right? Because we are also in the season of love and opening and expansion, right? Money is also very loving and nurturing and has similar energies as Cancer. So you can use that oil also on the top of your candle, really anointing it, calling in what you want to receive. The oil that I make is very rosy smelling. So it's very soft and nurturing. Carving into your candle, doing the visualization based on what you carved into your candle. There's like a million ways you can do your visualization. So do whatever truly works for you. And then the third one is really making sure that you get rid of, even though it's part of the visualizations, get rid of old stories, old views, old tendencies. So now that you've already defined what you want, anything that doesn't fall into the category of getting you closer to those properties, for example, you need to remove. So a lot of people like to do, their goal and then some, and then they're like, oh, I'm tired, I don't know where my energy is, it's not fully aligning, yada yada yada. And it's like, well, you put 20% into your actual visualization and what you want, and then the other 80% is just spread out across a million other things. So how are you going to be able to maintain the energy of getting those properties, of taking care of your family if that's what you desire, right? So really being realistic with yourself. So how many things do you have in your life that you are holding energy for that get you further and further and further away from creating the generational wealth that you want, right? And if you're doing energetic cleansing, which I highly recommend, use the banishing spray that I have. It is phenomenal. There's a video on it as well. Do a cleansing for yourself. Take a bath. You can write down all the fears about money that you have. You can write down any stories that your parents have told you. Like I know for me, it was like, Alicia, once you're higher up, it's more responsibility. It's all these things. And I was like, the fuck? Like, get out of my way. So all of these things that kind of popped into your head, write them down, burn them, say you no longer want them in your life. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Like, or you served me well. Thank you so much for protecting me up until this point. And now I can't take you with me on this next journey. So really releasing that for yourself. And then the next one is going to be physically and tangibly working with your money. So as I mentioned earlier, putting something on your calendar every Thursday to work with money is going to be phenomenal. It's because especially if you're busy like me, who's running around all the time, if you have a busy work schedule, or even if you don't, having a reminder on your calendar is one of the best things you can do for your money work. It also gives you something to look forward to. In the beginning, it can be a little bit tricky, especially if you have a rough relationship with money, but over time, you're going to realize that you're really going to enjoy money day. You're going to love money day, even if you have bills to pay, because creating generational wealth takes repetition. If you are avoiding money and you do not want to talk about money, if you don't want to engage with money, including your bills, money ain't going to find you because money knows you're avoiding it. Like, end of story, right? So you have to be able to work with money, carry cash in your pocket. Like, I know that's not a thing that people do anymore, which still boggles my mind. Like, I'm always the one with cash. carry cash with you. If you have a money bowl or you have a money altar, like create it for yourself, work with it on Thursday. You can carry little coins for offerings if you do crossroads work, like all these things that you could do on Thursday. Really hype yourself up. One of the things that we always do with our clients is we all have our own money playlist that we play on Thursday, every single Thursday. And it's like our hype fucking day. And we just go buck on money day because it's a day of luck, expansion, and money. So do your meditations, light your candle, and then just get lit the fuck up about money. And you will be surprised how quickly money always, always, always finds you. And I kid you not, it's always kind of funny because I will place orders for certain things at random different dates, and they seem to all come to me on Thursday, or I always get good news on Thursday. It's really weird. So just make sure that you are aligning with the energy of Thursday, but also working with physical and tangible money, right? And then the last one is repeat. It's a really simple step. So just continuing to repeat your cycle of wanting more for yourself in terms of the love and the abundance, right? Like it's okay. There's a wealth of money and love and security that is coming to you. And I know it can be really hard to accept that into your life, to receive it and to understand that it's safe to receive, especially if you are a person of color or femme presenting. It is safe to receive it. It is okay to ask for help or ask for more money whenever you choose to. There is an abundance. You don't have to feel bad about it whatsoever. So really continuing to repeat. So that was a lot of information. If you have questions, drop them in the chat and I will be sure to answer them. I'm going to get into our last phase, which is going to be the energy reading. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards, but the first two cards that I got for our theme today, the first one is the Seven of Coins, which is my fucking favorite. Like 7 is a lucky number, and literally 717 is coming up. So if you missed the last 777 portal, 717 is an amazing portal for you as well. So work with money. This card is fast. This is abundant. This is like luck is on your side. Luck is here, and all you have to do is really align with it, right? Are you open to it? Are you receiving it? Like for myself, I run a business. Do I have ways to receive that money in large amounts? Do I have ways on my website for people to pay easily, right? It's like being convenient rather than causing frustration. That, you know what I mean? Like just little simple things. I'm getting so excited. My words are running away from me. I'm going to slow down. But seven of coins is on your side. So understand that luck is here with you. Luck is guiding you right now. And it's Thursday. So do your freaking money work. I cannot make it any more clear. The other one is Sovereign of Coins. I love this deck. It's one of my favorites. Really understanding your money. This card came up before, and having a good relationship. If you think about people who are wealthy, right? They usually have a good understanding. Not everybody. We know there's some people who be doing sketchy things, but most of the time they have a good understanding of what creates money for them, how they receive money. They have a different articulation about money. So it's really having that softer, nurturing, understanding, and receiving energy about money so you can really embody this sovereignness of the money that is around you to be able to receive it. So I'm going to pull probably 2 more cards for this reading. So I'm going to do one more from the Journey deck, and then I'm going to do one from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Because I really feel like there's 2 more messages here, and I do want to read from the Angels and Ancestors. Like I love reading from that deck, just because it has a different vibe to it. Like it has I don't know how to explain it, like an ancestral vibe to it. And I feel like with generational wealth, like we gotta fucking talk to our ancestors. So, ooh, fun. These are some nice pulls. So the bottom deck energy, which I want to share with you, is the seeker of coins, which I love. So really beginning a new journey with money. Like this is the new beginning. This is how sevens work, right? Sevens are also the completion day. So if you think about the Bible, like how the world was created and then there was rest and then there was something new, right? So how are you going to, during this waning moon, really close out your old cycles, like not continue them, like truly not continuing them? If you don't want them anymore, what can you put in place for yourself so you do not go down that road again going forward? And understanding that the universe is truly here to support you on this journey. It is ready for you to freaking make these decisions. So another one, I have the Sovereign of Cups in reverse. So in reverse, I want you to be really honest about your emotions and when it comes to money. And I want you to be really honest about how you may have blocked money from yourself and how you may be leaving opportunities on the table, right? So, are you creating more chaos in your life when it comes to money? Are you afraid of money? Are you again allowing your emotions to run your life instead of becoming the sovereign of money? Right? So, I love that this card came out in reverse because I feel like it's the shadow side of Cancer, which is the overly attachment to things or the overly spewing of emotions that so much you can't control it, right? Like the cup is of emotion. So you're literally dumping all of your emotions, right? This cup is fucking upside down. Think about it like that, right? Like, have you literally just been like, money, I'm just gonna dump it all out? Like, be realistic about how you interact with money. And now I'm just gonna pull from the Angels and Ancestors deck, and I think I need to grab my little booklet. I think it's behind me. So let's really get into this one. This one is one of my favorite decks. I actually gift decks to my clients that I feel like they would really like. And this one I gave recently to Melissa, who I love. She's amazing. So the card that came out is White Witch. So be the light. This came up in another reading for someone where they were so ashamed of who they were that they were excessively dimming their light to the point where their business was suffering. Their business was suffering so much that they couldn't make the money that they wanted to. And so they were trapped in this generational trauma of not being good enough, of feeling less than, of minimizing their own power, right? So understand that you have this light within you to be able to create the life that you really want for yourself. I'm going to actually read it for you because it's my faves and I want to. I don't usually read them, but this one feels like it wants to be read. So I'm going to read it. Now let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So, White Witch, be the light. Take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. Did we not just talk about this? This card represents the maiden aspect of the triple goddess of paganism and modern Wicca. The maiden is a gentle, we've talked about this, innocent and pure aspect of the goddess, a loving soul who wants nothing but the best for the whole earth. Here she is joined by her horned owl, showing that she is willing to respect those with more wisdom and experience than she has, but she is also willing to trust what she feels to be right within. With this card, you are being reminded of the goddess within. So an extended message: no matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Choose not to be pulled into dramas, bickering, or energies that are just going to limit your joy. If you are surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you are in a negative situation, perhaps in your workplace, you are being invited to be the light. You are an incredible person who can really who can really bring light. So how can you change the energy? How can you redirect the conversation to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one who is guilty of causing the drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you are being encouraged to shine the light you were born to share. So I truly, truly love this card. I feel like it aligns perfectly with the Cancer new moon. And again, being that really soft energy for yourself and returning to a place of love. So, really working with your heart chakra. You can work with the color green as well, working with that money honey oil. And I love that it was also mentioning like who are you surrounding yourself with, right? Because that is another aspect of healing and creating generational wealth. If you want to create generational wealth, you have to be around the people who know how to create generational wealth and who can support you on this new journey. So really take an honest look at who is running in your circle right now. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who are reflective of an old version of you, or are they people who you want to become? Right. So I like to think about that for myself in terms of, my business, right? I try to surround myself with people who have really successful businesses, who run ethical businesses, who are willing to help the community. I reach out to those people because they are where I want to be. So pay attention to how you are creating generational wealth, and honestly work with the energy of the owl. Like I love the owl. I actually have a fan that I use for rituals that has the energy of the owl in it and uses owl feathers that were collected ethically. So understand that this energy is here for you to nurture you. So nurture yourself and your money. I think that is it from me. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm so excited for you. I also just want to mention that signups for Wealthy AF are still open. It's a 21-day intensive program around money, mindset, and magic. So if you are a spiritual person, you want to know how to create money altars, work with money oils, but you also want to be practical and learn how to receive money, talk about money, set money plans up for yourself. This is also going to be the space for you. So it's going to be short, it's going to be activating. It is 555, and you can even separate that into two payments. I was going to say payment plans. It's one payment plan, but you can separate it into two payments, or you can do the VIP upgrade and get private coaching with Ashley and I, where we will be hosting each week an open space where you can ask questions, we can work together and do all the fun things. So that is also going to be in the description. I'm going to be signing off. I'm sending you all lots of love. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad that the internet was holding on fucking strong today. So I'm super excited. And I love you all so much. I will talk to you all later, and I hope you have a beautiful money day and enjoy your Cancer new moon. Take care of yourself. Get out in the sun. Have fun. Bye, everyone.